Hi, I'm Liz, and today I'm going to show you how to make some fun paper crafts that are perfect for Easter and spring holidays. The great thing about these crafts is you probably have most of the materials at home. The main things you'll need are some paper and your hands. We'll make these super fun and kid-friendly folded paper Easter egg ornaments. So to make these super cute paper egg ornaments, you just need a few materials, some lightweight paper. I have this really pretty patterned color, but you can use whatever colors you like, a pair of scissors, some kind of egg-shaped template. I'm using an egg cookie cutter, but you can download an egg stencil online, or if you have an egg-shaped craft punch, you can use that, a glue stick, a pen or pencil, and some string. To start, we're going to create a series of egg shapes on our paper. Again, I'm just using this cookie cutter as a template, and I'm just taking a pencil and drawing the egg shape on the inside. And we are gonna make 3 rows of 3 for a total of 9 eggs. Okay, so now we've got our 9 eggs, and we're just gonna cut them out with some scissors. I find it easier to cut it into strips. I just find it makes cutting out the shapes a little bit easier. So we're just gonna go around the pencil line. All right, and done. So now we have our 9 Easter egg shapes. And now all we're gonna do is just fold them in half lengthwise. Make a nice clean crease and move on to the next one. Now we're gonna turn these little folded egg halves into our 3-dimensional egg. And to do that, all you do is glue them together. So I'm gonna take my glue stick. You could also use double stick tape if you want. And just put some glue on one half. Take one of your next halves and glue it right on top. So now we have 2 flaps in our egg. So we're just gonna keep doing that with all of the egg shapes. So now we've got our cool sort of fan pattern here. And at this point, you can just glue these sides together. But if you want to make it into an ornament, you can add a piece of string so you can hang it. So I'm just gonna cut a piece of string about that long. And then I'm going to glue along the inside all of these folds here. Just run your glue stick back and forth a few times, and then put some glue on one side. And then we're gonna kind of sandwich the string in between and close the flaps. And press that nice and tight and make sure the ribbon is nicely in there. And then you can kind of unfold all of these pretty fanned eggs. And we have a super cute egg ornament that you can hang on your Easter tree. You can hang it outside. You can hang it from a chandelier or a light fixture. Super cute. These little bunnies are a little bit more advanced, but once you get the hang of it, I promise they're easy to make and they're so cute. To make these cute little paper bunnies, all you need are some sheets of origami paper in fun colors. I'm using sheets that are about 8-inch square. I find it's easier to work a little bit larger when you're learning this project, and then when you get more confident, you can use some smaller pieces. And your hands, that's all you need. So I'm gonna grab this pretty lavender color and we'll get started. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start with your paper diagonally and you're gonna fold the top corner to the bottom corner. And then make a nice clean crease. Then you're gonna take the right corner and bring it down to the bottom corner. And then repeat on the left side. So now we have a smaller square shape. Next, we're gonna take this corner and fold it into the center. And give it a good crease. And then the same on this side. Bring this corner into the center. So now we have sort of a kite shape. Then next we're gonna take this inner corner that we just folded in and fold it out to the edge. So, like so. And then the same on this side. Kind of looks like we gave it a little collar. And then we're gonna refold those two flaps that we just made. And then here's where it gets a little tricky. You're gonna open up that side flap, making sure that you have two pieces of paper, two layers of paper on either side. So we have 1, 2 here, and 1, 2 here. And I find it's easy if you stick your finger inside, and then we're gonna fold this flat. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So we're gonna unfold this, open it up, make sure we have two layers of paper on either side, stick your finger in, and then flatten it down. We're gonna flip it over and fold this whole thing in half along the middle. Like so. Now I'm gonna turn it so we have this nice clean line on top. And now is when we're gonna start making our bunny ears. So you stick your finger underneath here, you'll see you have a flap. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually fold this flap from this side to this side. So we're gonna hold this flap and twist it to the other side and fold it down. And now we're gonna flip it over and do the exact same thing on the other side. So stick your finger underneath, grab the flap, and fold it to the other side, creasing it right along here. Doesn't look like a bunny yet, but we're getting there. So now we're gonna really define the ears. So we're gonna take this whole flap here and fold it onto itself. And then we're gonna do the same thing. It's a little bit easier the second time around because you can sort of match the other side. So we're taking this whole flap, folding it over, and kind of lining it up where we folded the other side, and then creasing it all the way down. So you can sort of start to see we've got some ears, and then this is going to become our bunny's face. So in order to define that a little bit more, we're going to fold this whole front face along this line that we just created. So fold this over. There's a lot of layers in paper here, so you have to push down a little bit harder to get a good crease. And then fold it back. And then we're gonna flip it and do the same thing on the other side, folding this whole piece along this line that we just made. And then we're gonna take the front part of our face and fold this point back along this line here, right where the ears start. So here to there. Give it a good crease. Unfold it and do the same thing on the other side. So taking this point and folding it along this top line here. And then unfolding it. Now, this is where sort of the magic happens. You're gonna stick your finger inside this middle fold here, hold onto the ears, and then push these two flaps around. And it magically turns into this bunny shape. Give that another good crease. But we're not done yet. So we want to kind of soften this shape a little bit because bunnies have a little bit more of a rounder face. So to do that, we're going to open it up this way and just take the very point and just fold it in a little bit. You can kind of decide how far you want to go. Crease that there, and then refold it. And now we've just kind of softened the bunny's nose a little bit. And then lastly, bunny has to have a tail, of course. So we're gonna go to this back point here, and we're gonna fold this point in along this line. So I'm going about 1/2 inch in. Give that a good crease. Then reopen it, and then you're gonna fold this point to that crease that you just made up top. Right up there. And then unfold it. Then you're gonna stick your finger inside, and you're going to pinch in where you just folded, and then with your thumb push up this bottom section. You're basically just pinching along the lines that you already folded. And now our bunny has a cute tail. So at this point, you can kind of open up the ear flaps a little bit by just kind of sticking your finger in and finessing them. I like to give my bunny a little floppy ear, so I just give it a little extra fold for personality. And these are really fun because they stand up by themselves. So you can make a whole bunch of these to decorate a table or a mantle or a windowsill or any little place where you want to add a little bunny action in your house. And then I'll show you how to make these beautiful accordion folded paper leaves and flowers that you can attach to a wreath form like this or use to decorate all around your house. To make these beautiful folded paper flowers and leaves, you're gonna need a few different materials. First, you'll need some either origami paper in different sizes and colors or a light text weight paper cut into squares. I like using different sizes because those will create different sized leaves. You'll need some templates. These are available to download on our website. A pair of scissors, a ruler, a pencil, and some double-sided tape. And then if you want to turn this into a wreath, you'll need some sort of flat wreath form. This is a pre-cut MDF wreath form that I bought at a craft store, but you could also cut out your own circle from a piece of cardboard or heavyweight mat board. And then you'll need a glue gun to attach your leaves to the form. The first shape that we're gonna make is this really basic kind of teardrop shaped leaf. And to do that, you are gonna start with a square of paper and you're gonna fold it in half. My paper has two different colors, so I'm gonna start with the white side on top and fold it in half lengthwise. Then I'm gonna take my ruler and I'm gonna create a line from this top corner to the bottom corner here. And I'm gonna draw along that with a pencil. Then I'm going to cut along that line. So now we are left with a triangle shape when you smooth it out. So we're gonna start, I'm gonna fold mine up about 1/2 inch. You can make yours a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. You just wanna keep the folds about the same width from the bottom to the top. So I folded it up about 1/2 inch. I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna do the same thing from the top down. So folding it about 1/2 inch, then flipping it over and continuing all the way up. One trick you can use to get nice clean folds is to use the handle of your scissors. So once you have your fold set up, use the handle of your scissors to make a really smooth crease. And so that was basically the hardest part. Now we're gonna sort of magically turn this series of folds into a 3-dimensional leaf. And all we're gonna do is fold this in half. And you'll see that this turns into a cool leaf shape. So all we're gonna do is take some double stick tape. You could also use a glue stick and put a piece right here to seal it up. So I'm gonna press the tape down, fold it, give it a good press. And then you get this really cool folded leaf. Once you've mastered that first basic leaf shape, you can play with the shapes. So this leaf has a really cool sort of scallop edge, almost looks a little bit like a shell. So in order to do that, you can download our template from goodhousekeeping.com and use this as a guide. So I'm gonna start again by folding my paper in half. And with this, we'll actually be able to get 2 leaves out of 1 square of paper. So I'm gonna cut this in half. one piece aside. And then I'm gonna fold this in half again so we have a smaller square. So I'm gonna keep the side that's folded on the left, and then I'm gonna lay my template on top and trace around it. And then now we're just gonna cut along that line. And then when you unfold, you have this cool sort of scalloped half circle shape. And now we're just gonna do the same thing that we did with the other leaf. We're gonna accordion folds from the bottom to the top. So again, folding it up about a half an inch, you can do less. And then just keep folding. So again, we have our series of accordion folds, and all we're gonna do is fold it in half and tape the center together. So fold it in, give it a good press, and we have this cool scalloped leaf shape. So then the last shape we're gonna make is a flower shape. This is the most complicated just because it requires a little bit more cutting, and you're actually gonna make 4 different folded sheets and put them together to create a flower. So you'll need 4 sheets of paper in the same color and size, and you'll need this template from our website. So what we're gonna do is just trace this onto our paper. And since this paper is nice and thin, I'm actually gonna cut all 4 of them at once and save myself the extra steps. In order to create this fold, we are gonna fold this top to the bottom and create a crease along the center. And then we're gonna create a series of evenly spaced folds from the bottom to the center and the top to the center. So I think the easiest way to do that is to first fold this bottom section in half. So bring the bottom to the center fold, make a crease, and then segment these 2 portions in half by folding the bottom to this new fold that we just created. And then doing the same thing here, taking this center fold and segmenting this in half. So now you see we have a series of evenly sized folds. So now what we're gonna do is fold them from the bottom to the top, making sure that they're going in the correct direction. So it might mean folding over a fold you already made in a different direction. And then just like we did with the leaves, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna fold this in half. And then we are going to tape these pieces together, and you can see that we have about 1/4 of our whole flower completed. So now we have all 4 of our flower sections, and all we're gonna do is tape these together now. So I'm gonna use the same double-sided tape. Again, you can use a glue stick. And just attach one segment to the next. And there we have a beautiful folded paper flower. So now that I've made a whole bunch of these beautiful paper leaves, I'm gonna attach some to a wreath form. I'm gonna maybe start with this pink color And I'm gonna take just a little bit of hot glue, dab it along the wreath form in a few spots, and then just press the leaf in place. Then I think I'll do one going the other direction. Again, a few little dots. And press it down. So you can keep it just leaves, or you can add your pretty flowers. I might just add one pink flower. I sort of like that it's a little bit brighter than all the other colors. So again, I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue on the back, or a lot of glue, I guess. And then stick it in place. Actually, it's kind of perfect. It looks like this little green leaf is sort of growing from the same plant. And so now you have this really beautiful sort of layered textural wreath made all out of paper, which is great because you can then reuse it year after year. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to GH for even more holiday crafting tutorials.